What is happening, nation? We are with you on a very special edition of the Nation's Corner. I am your host, Tony Frickin' Justice. And with me, as always, is the one, the only, Debhausen. How are you doing tonight, Deb?
I'm doing great. I'm doing great tonight.
Good, good. And with me on the bottom is Mr. Stephen Wyand. How you doing, brother?
Ooh, I'm doing terrific. Ooh, yeah, I'm on the bottom. You're on the top. Back where you belong. But I'm not going to the back, to the front. We are here on the Nation's Corner, man, talking some professional wrestling. Let's go.
Yes, sir. And you're catching me in my normal habitat. I'm in my truck tonight because I am on the road having to do this. So
you got that pillow behind you? I'm so sad.
Yeah. You like my pillow?
No, I don't.
I know you do.
How about them Cowboys?
How about them Cowboys? You know, beat the Saints last night. Last night they were the Aints. I know Trent is going to hate me for that, and Sean. But anyway, I digress.
Taysom Hill was not great in that game last night. Multiple picks. It wasn't great.
Yeah. Speaking of Trenda and Sean, they are in Atlanta right now for NWA. They're doing some tapings, and Hard Times 2 is tomorrow, and we'll get into that a little later in the show. Deb, how was your week?
Lots and lots of work and some wine.
Working
the
wine.
Norm.
The two W's.
Yes.
Okay, good. Stephen, how about you, man? I know your dad's celebrating a birthday, man. Happy birthday to your dad, Steve.
Yes,
what else has been going on with you, bro?
Oh, not that much, man. Again, happy birthday to my dad. I actually just got back from Southern Pines, went to Char Bar, had a good old juicy burger. It was really good. And just the normal man, playing music and all that stuff and practicing, not doing the game, practice and doing what I love, and that's playing drums and all that stuff, and got to keep practicing, man, and doing our Nation Sports Show with Ezra, Joey, and Kevin every Thursday. And it's just the same normal for me. So yeah, let's go.
Good deal, man. Good deal.
Hell yeah.
So I know we all watched some wrestling this week, and one thing I wanted to touch on was Dynamite. Dynamite came with it Wednesday night.
Yeah, Dynamite was dynamite.
It was dynamite. I mean, there wasn't a dull moment in the show.
Yeah.
It was almost like a go-home show for something, It just
had
that excitement.
They've been putting a lot of great string of consistent episodes. I mean, just the last couple of months for AEW had just been amazing. Amazing. The crowds have been amazing. Oh, what do you know? They actually let the wrestling fans be themselves. Oh, imagine that.
Oh, my. Who would have figured that?
Who would have figured that? I mean, just Dynamite's been doing really good stuff the last several weeks.
That's right, man. They have been bringing it. They've got storyline after storyline after storyline, and they ended the night with that Atlanta street fight with Cody and
Andrade.
Andrade. That, oh my God, I wasn't expecting that great of a match.
Yeah.
They went.
It was amazing,
and they ended it with some fire.
Yes.
Come on.
Fire. Courtesy of Brandy.
Yeah, Brandy came in that AEW hoodie with the mask on and doused that table. See, when Cody took off his jacket at the beginning of the match, and you saw that white stuff on his back, I didn't put two and two together. I just thought it was some remnants of the trash, because he got dumped with a trash can. And I thought it was just someone, something in the trash that was on his back or whatever. And I wasn't putting two and two together. And then when that spot happened with the table, I mean, that came out of nowhere, really.
Yeah.
I mean, that surprised the heck out of me. And I saw some fans in the front row that were just like, they had their hands on their head, like they couldn't believe what was about to happen.
And that's when it's good.
Yeah. But you don't get a pop. You get just a
right.
Shock,
Right.
But
like when the Undertaker lost at WrestleMania, that guy.
Right. That was so shocking, and Wednesday night when that fire came into play, I can't remember the last time, with the exception of the Inferno matches from back in the Attitude Era, especially when they had the Inferno match on Raw in '99 with Kane and Taker on national television. I cannot remember the last time that there was fire in any aspects of wrestling on global TV. Pay-per-views don't count because they're pay-per-views.
Right.
But on national television,
I said the same thing, and
it's been
we were
years.
watching it on Zoom. I said the same thing. I was like, I don't ever recall seeing a table on fire on cable TV. I remember seeing CW, but that wasn't on cable. That wasn't on like primetime TV. And of course, Bully and Dave, they dissected it the next day on Busted Open, and that they just had a lot of excitement in AEW for Dynamite, and Rampage tonight. We'll see what happens tonight, but because we're recording the show on Friday night, just so y'all know, we're taking you behind the curtain a little bit. This is our first recorded show that we're doing, so if we glitch it up or whatever, bear with us, and we'll all bear together. So
we're trying new things.
Anyway, moving on.
Hey, it's like last week on Tuesday. They're like, you know what? We were going to pre-record on Nation Sports, but I said, you know what? Screw it. We're going to go live on a Tuesday. Why not? And we're pre-recording this tonight, so it's going to be fun.
Yeah, there you go.
So, speaking of Dynamite, CM Punk had his match with Lee Moriarty, and it was a good match. Took Lee Moriarty to the limit, and there was a couple of spots in there where you thought that he was going to get the pin on CM Punk. I mean, there was one that was really close. Like there was a 3 count that was like almost. I thought it was a 3 count.
Yeah.
But anyway, I mean, it was a good match, and then MJF was on commentary. And then after the match, MJF grabs the mic and yet again verbally dissects CM Punk. And in my opinion, in my most humble opinion, and I know my cousin Justin's going to disagree with me because he's a huge CM Punk fan. Sorry, Justin. I'm a CM Punk fan too, but I think MJF has had his number so far. I really do.
I agree.
Yeah.
I really do. I mean, MJF has just been bringing it to him, and it's almost like CM Punk is in the ring. He's kind of looking at him with this grin on his face, but it's almost like he's a deer in headlights a little bit.
Yeah,
almost.
Yeah, I think he's doing the perfect job of like making it seem like they're really in a back and forth argument. Like the facial expressions, the way he reacts to what MJF says, the way MJF reacts to what he says, like they make it seem like they're really arguing. They're not just, saying a scripted promo and acting mad at each other.
Right.
I think CM Punk, I like the way that when MJF was, talking trash and verbally eviscerating him, CM Punk was just standing there laughing like you're nothing, kid. Yeah. But I think MJF like really is that freaking good.
Yeah. He has been amazing especially with these two promos, especially with last week's promo with him and Punk going back and forth for 18, 20 minutes on national television. And I know MJF is the biggest scumbag walking this planet because he's such a great heel and he's so hated. But honestly, if you listen to the way he is speaking to Punk in these promos, part of what MJF is saying is actually kind of true. Right. And I'm like, MJF right now is arguably one of the biggest stars in professional wrestling. He is so good on the microphone. He is so good with bullet points. He knows how to shoot from the hip. And he comes across, like he's so cocky because that's the way he acts on television. But deep down inside, you're listening to these promos and you're going, my God, I hate to say it, but I agree with what he's saying. You need me, Punky. And I'm like, he does. He needs MJF because CM Punk knows that MJF is the fastest rising star in wrestling today.
Yeah, and in his own words, he's not playing a character. That's him.
Right.
It's astounding. 25 years old.
There was a caller on Busted Open earlier this week. I can't remember what day it was, probably Thursday. And he mentioned, and I don't know the caller's name, but he mentioned how he could see a storyline playing out like Rocky 3, where CM Punk is Rocky after getting his ass beat by Clubber Lang, which is MJF.
Mm-hmm.
Now, who's going to be the Apollo character to bring CM Punk back to the status that we all know CM Punk can be? I mean,
Right.
it's not like CM Punk has lost a match. Of course, they haven't wrestled yet. And I'm wondering if they're going to have their first match at that Winter is Coming show that's coming up. Because, you know, if you waited to have it at the next pay-per-view, that's 2 months, you know. So I think they might have their first match at Winter is Coming, along with Hangman Adam Page and Bryan Danielson, because I saw that pic of that match being advertised for Winter is Coming. So, and possibly maybe MJF takes the first win against CM Punk.
Yeah.
Maybe we see something like a Rocky 3 scenario playing out. I don't know. I
think it's going to be a good back and forth.
Yeah.
But I love
this isn't going to be just one match.
Right. I love the build. I love the build. You know how they're doing with this. They haven't even touched each other yet. They've been hinting at it. I'm like, nice. You know, let it simmer some more. You know, you've had the 2 promos back and forth, especially that 20-minute banter last week. And this week it was a little bit shorter, obviously a lot shorter than last week. But the fact that they still went out there, threw jabs at each other. And I just love how they're teasing it little by little, week by week. And when they first have that first match, television or pay-per-view, it's going to be incredible. And I honestly, truly think that MJF is going to hand CM Punk his first Dynamite or first AEW loss.
I think so.
And I agree.
I wanted to ask you guys, what are your thoughts on CM Punk and MJF being like the perfect match for each other in a way, with, you know, both are known for their spectacular skills on the microphone and the trash talking ability. Are they kind of the perfect match for each other?
Absolutely.
I can see blood feud written all over this.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you could have that match on free television and then do it for the next pay-per-view, or, you know, or whatever you want to do. And I'm still game for it, because these two have the capabilities to have one match on free television, you know, kind of like The Rock and Mick Foley. When they've had those matches on pay-per-view and television.
Mm-hmm. Or Ric Flair and Dusty Rhodes.
Right. Or Ric Flair and Ricky Steamboat.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, you had two you know, wrestlers who were great on the mic and great in the ring. So I can see blood feud written all over this, and we're just at the beginning of this, folks.
Right.
You know, I'm eager to see what's going to happen throughout this whole you know, angle here, and let's go. I mean, it's just you know, they could have another verbal war tonight.
Right. And you know what struck me the most when we were watching on Wednesday night? You know, we're all talking, laughing, joking around, and MJF starts talking, and
everybody,
it was like Zoom was like dead silent for that long, because we were all just watching MJF speak. Yeah. And that really says something.
You know, I'm amazed, and I've paid attention to this. Every time MJF is on screen with a microphone or backstage at a promo, I have never heard him, and I know that people are going to do it from time to time, but I have never heard him flub up on a word or mess up on anything.
No.
Perfect in his promo.
Perfect. Yes. It really is amazing that, like, he can speak that fluently the way that he does, without hesitating, without stuttering, without looking like he's thinking of what he's saying.
Right.
And sometimes tripping over your words and speaking a little too fast. You know,
right.
He is so perfect at delivering a promo.
Yeah. It's insane. Imagine what he's going to be like 10, 15 years from now.
Oh, I know.
When he's the ripe experience stage.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Insane.
And another thing too, when you have a person like MJF who doesn't really wrestle that much, if you really think about it.
No.
He doesn't need to.
No, he doesn't.
When you're as entertaining as you are on the mic, you really don't need to wrestle. And that's just saving his career too. From his in-ring career, you know? So, I mean, the sky's the limit for MJF, in my opinion.
Yeah, and he's making his feuds more meaningful by having this build-up.
His feud with Cody, his feud with Chris Jericho was one of the best builds in a full calendar year. The dude is so entertaining, not just on the microphone, but the guy can actually carry a freaking tune.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he's talented in many ways.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and just, these two, as you pointed the question, Deb, are they a match made in heaven? Absolutely, they are a match made in heaven and wrestling heaven, because they are made for each other, just like The Rock and Foley were, just like Dusty and Flair were, just like Steamboat and Flair, just like Austin and The Rock, just like Austin and Taker, Kane and Taker, Mick and Taker. The list goes on and on. I mean, these two are destined to be in the ring together, talking trash and keeping us entertained with these promos, because this is some of the best promo material by both of these guys in their career.
Absolutely.
I agree with that. And another thing I want to point out, MJF was on commentary during CM Punk's match. Speaking of commentary, Jim Ross, who's getting some treatments done for some skin cancer. And we want to send our well wishes to Jim Ross and for a speedy recovery. And but the AEW is doing something smart, taking advantage of the fact that JR is out right now and bringing in certain talent from the back to get behind the microphone and commentate, like Hangman, CM Punk,
Ricky Starks.
Yeah,
he's going to be in there. He's very good on commentary.
Yeah, they've got plenty of people that can get behind that microphone and commentate back there in the back.
Yeah.
And Thunder Rosa's even commentating tonight. She's supposed to.
Yes, I'm excited.
So that's gonna be awesome. I can't wait. I can't wait.
Yes,
she's amazing. When she cut that promo in the back of Wednesday, we popped. We're like, yes. But especially when you get a pissed off Latino woman, oh man,
yeah,
Latino just comes spitting out, just blah, 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 just. Yeah,
when she just starts going off in Spanish, and they even bleeped her cursing in Spanish, and we didn't know what she said.
I knew what she said. I said, "Oh, she went there." Okay, I knew exactly what she said.
I didn't know what she said. I don't speak Spanish, unfortunately.
The next time I talk to Brian, I'm going to ask him what she said.
I know what the one word she said. I got it. I got it.
Speaking of Thunder Rosa, I want to talk about the TBS Championship Tournament. The Final Four. Ruby Soho versus Nyla Rose, and Thunder Rosa versus Jade Cargill. So I'm very excited to watch these matches. What are your thoughts on them?
Oh my God. Obviously, I'm pulling for Thunder Rosa. I really hope that she takes this championship, and she, being the first TBS champion, is going to be really great for her resume. And I think she could carry it very well. I'm super hopeful that the finals are her and Ruby Soho. I think, those two together would be a freaking great match. I
agree.
I'm excited for the semifinals matches and to see who's there in the end. It's going to be great.
Oh yeah, Stephen, what about you?
As much as I would love for Thunder to win her match against Cargill, as much as I would love for that to happen, I don't think it's going to happen. I think you're going to see her versus Ruby, and if that's the case, come on, Ruby. Man, she has done such an amazing job ever since debuting in AEW. I mean, coming out to Rancid, that makes you even more badass. I mean, just such great stuff. I mean, her promo work has gotten better because she's allowed to go out there and be herself.
Yeah.
That's correct.
I love Ruby's new, her whole new outlook on life, her whole new aura. It's amazing.
Yeah, it's very contagious.
It is.
You can definitely tell she's in a happy place right now. I mean,
yes,
just the way she comes out, and it's exactly like she's glowing, And I love that with anybody to be where they want to be and do what they want to do. it's awesome feeling to see that. So,
Yeah.
whatever the case.
Also, speaking of Ruby, I went to Sheetz and Wawa both today. So, if you don't watch Ethan Page's vlog, you don't know.
I don't know.
Well, watch Ethan Page's vlog.
I'll leave it to you to educate us about the vlogs.
You can see my name in the credits if you watch Ethan Page's vlog. So do it. Watch the videos. Yes, because I'm a Patreon member. My name is at the end of his videos.
All right.
Because Patreon people get the love.
So watch his videos, man.
Well, I like that Ethan Page plug on the Nation's Corner. There we go.
Right?
All right.
Yes, Ethan Page vlog, the vlog. You know, for all you ladies, or or the men out there, he does shirtless window intros in his vlogs. So there you go. Something for everyone.
All righty then.
All right. Well, on that note, talking about shirtless, that's a good segue into. I know we've already talked about it, but Cody's back.
Oh yes!
At the end of the match, there was a picture. There was a picture shown on Twitter of Cody's back, burns on his back. Oh my God, that dude.
Yes.
And he was his hometown crowd and did that. And wasn't he in the hometown crowd when he jumped off the top of the cage?
Yes, he was.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, when they're in Atlanta, Cody's going to do some stuff, man.
Yeah. I say what you will about Cody Rhodes. I know he's getting some hate lately, but he will do anything to deliver for his fans.
Yes,
he really will. And you could see it in his face. Steven, you couldn't. But you could see it in his face on Wednesday night that at the end of the match, he really freaking gave it his all. He was emotionally connected to that match.
Yeah. I mean, when you had the adrenaline running through you in front of your hometown fans, and I honestly think he truly won over the fans in that match because, he's been getting booed out of the building, the last several weeks and the last month and a half or so because, all the talent that's been coming in and everybody flocks to Adam Cole, baby, and Malachi Black and Bryan Danielson and all these great talents. And Cody is just getting pushed to the side by the fans because all the cool kids are in town, and I think he said, all right, you've been booing me. I'm going to go out here, bust my ass, against Andrade. And that's what he did. And, and he said, all right, if I'm going to do a moonsault off the top of the cage against MJF in Atlanta 2 years ago, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to top it. And that's what he did. How do you top it? Fire.
Right.
Fire!
Sorry, anytime I hear that word, I just get animated. Think of Beavis and Butthead, or Brian Johnson. But yeah, I mean, like I said, AEW the Park on Wednesday, and we'll see. We'll see what happens tonight on Rampage. So I know that as we're recording this, I know SmackDown. SmackDown is on. Right?
Just about over.
And I wanted to get into talking about NWA Hard Times 2. I want to do a quick rundown of the card, and like I said, I'm going to be there tomorrow for the pay-per-view live. Me in front row, Trenda, Sean, Anthony from Nebraska, and Mrs. Front Row. I think I got everybody.
Neil,
of course, Neil. So yeah, so they're all.
Could you forget Neil?
I don't know. I'm not looking at a list.
He was asleep the whole time. It's okay.
Yeah. I know he was asleep all the way down there. I know
he'll wake up eventually.
He put his head on Trenda's shoulder.
Wake up, Rick, man, wake up. What the hell you been, Neil? I've been asleep for 20 years. Damn it.
Start calling Rip Van Winkle.
Right. Yes.
But anyway, they're down there right now, and I will be joining them shortly. And I'm actually going to be surprising. The only ones that know I'm coming are
even though nobody's going to
row
see this until after.
Yeah, front row.
It's even better about it.
So I can't wait to surprise. Do a run in, brother.
Hey,
Yes.
Tony, you should show up playing Blackened.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I've got this speaker, this Bluetooth speaker, and I'll have it set up with Blackened playing when they're walking up because I'm probably going to be there. Well, I'm only like 5 minutes away from them right now. I got Uber over there.
Oh, wow.
But they're still in the show, I think. It might be letting out here shortly. They're doing some tapings tonight. I think that new show.
Yeah, the new
some
show's
kind of
happening
tapings
today.
are happening. And then tomorrow is the pay-per-view. And speaking of pay-per-view, wanted to run down the card. Or actually, Deb, why don't you run down the card?
Well, it's a really long list, so I don't want to list the entire thing. So how about this is what we'll do. We'll just kind of say, what the match we're looking forward to the most. Because it's a very long list for the card, so I don't need to list the whole thing.
Well, for me, right off the bat, for me, Nick Aldis and Tom Latimer.
Okay, all right. That's a great pick. For me,
Go ahead.
for me, I honestly am super looking forward to Mickie James and Kiera Hogan for the Impact Knockouts Championship. Mm-hmm. We know that Mickie James is just phenomenal. Kiera Hogan is really proving herself lately. So I think the matchup between the two of them is going to be great. Mickie James is such a legend. I think that's going to knock it out of the park. So, Tony, what about you? What match are you looking forward to?
I'm looking forward to Nick Aldis versus Tom Latimer. I'm looking forward to that match. That one's going to be, if you watched NWA 73 and you saw Nick Aldis versus Trevor Murdoch and how that match was wild and crazy, I think this one is going to be just as good. They're going to be all over that GPB studio, I think. And another match that I'm looking forward to, of course, is the title match: Trevor Murdoch versus Mike Knox. So, the NWA, they've got a lot of. This card is stacked.
It really is.
It really is. A lot of matches scheduled.
Yeah. So I just wanted to say real quick, we know that Lady Frost isn't going to be able to make it. Right. She's sick. So unfortunately she's not going to be there this weekend for all the tapings, which really sucks. Have we heard yet who's replacing her?
I have not.
Okay, I don't know if they've announced anything yet.
I haven't seen anything announced. I don't know if they're going to wait and
make it a surprise.
I don't know.
Yeah,
but we want to wish Lady Frost to get well soon.
Absolutely,
we're all pulling for you. My birthday twin, of course. My birthday twin's got to get better.
Yep, friend of the show, Lady Frost. We love her.
And shout outs to her because she had a great match this past Sunday at Ladies Night Out for WrestleCade.
Mm-hmm.
She was on fire, and that was a great show this past weekend.
Yeah, that you were there live for, by the way.
Yep. Thunder Rosa
and front row.
And front row.
Yes.
This is front row. Colin King took on Thunder Rosa in a great match, and man, Thunder lays her stuff in. Let me tell you.
Oh yeah.
If you've never seen her wrestle live, boy, she lays it in. Woo! She does. And when she hit that chop on the outside, I was like, do it again, Thunder! And I'm pretty sure she did. So, it was a great weekend in WrestleCade this past weekend.
Yeah, and I know you also got to see LaGreca and Mark Henry.
Oh, yes. And I got to talk to both Dave and Mark before everybody came in. It was just awesome getting to hear Matt Hardy tell some great stories, and very nice, very evil Debhausen come out there and absolutely steal the show, and Caprice Coleman went up there and told some great stories. And Mark was talking to Dan about how he has issues with his computer and needed some help. And Debhausen was like, well, Debhausen can provide some help. And I was like, without even missing a blank, I said, Techhausen. And I popped Mark. That That was cool. But it was fun getting to meet Dave and take a picture with Dave and talking to Mark and talking the day before. Like I said, everybody came in, and it was just an all-around great weekend. Meeting Mick Foley, meeting Kane, meeting Thunder Rosa, and going to the Showcase the Championship on Friday, going to the Super Show on Saturday. And can I just say that Hornswoggle is the MVP for 2021, coming out to Enter Sandman and caning everybody. That was spectacular.
Speaking of Swoggle, and another plug for Ethan Page. You're welcome, Ethan Page. Hornswoggle and Ethan Page will be on an upcoming episode of his Toy Hunt vlog. So it's really super exciting. They're like highly anticipating this. Ethan Page and Swoggle are going to do a toy hunt together. They're going to walk around and find all sorts of awesome collectibles. So keep an eye out for that coming soon.
Very cool. Very cool.
Sounds fun. Sounds fun. Well, I wanted to keep this short and sweet. We're looking at about 34 minutes of great content for the Nation's Corner. We hope you all enjoyed it. And I know Rampage is on right now, and so I know that y'all are itching to go watch Rampage.
Oh, yeah.
So, Stephen, where can people find you on Twitter?
You can find me on Twitter at Stephen_Wyand, and also follow our Nation Sports Show on Twitter at ON_Sports Show. We are getting so close to hitting that plateau, 100 subscribers. Right now, last time I checked, we were at 84. We need to hit the big 100 because, man, myself, Ezra, Joey, and Kevin, we've been having an awesome time talking about the National Football League and, giving our weekly score predictions and giving y'all the latest news in the NBA, MLB, NHL, UFC, all that good stuff. So follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and help the YouTube page get to 100 and follow us on that as well. And check out our videos and keep checking these guys out because we're providing a lot of great professional wrestling content with you guys at the Nation's Corner.
Well, appreciate that, Stephen. Everyone hit that subscribe button on our Nation Sports Show. Help those guys out because they are awesome to us.
Subscribe, follow, everything.
Yes, do the combo deal there. Do it.
Yeah, the combo deal.
Do it.
Do it.
Do it now.
Okay, yeah. Where can people find you on Twitter?
At That's So Debonair, as always.
Oh, okay, I see it there. Yeah, cool. All right. And you can find me at Tony Justice, AJFA. And if you're like me and Steven and are diehard Metallica fans.
Hello.
And Deb too.
Andy.
Yeah, okay. All
Metallica was my number one on my Spotify Wrapped.
It was.
Need I remind you?
I saw that picture. I saw the picture, yes. So, and I asked you today what your favorite Metallica song was, and you told me it was For Whom the Bell Tolls.
Yeah, easy. Hands down.
Steven, since we're on the subject, what is your all-time favorite Metallica song?
Damn it. It's so hard. I mean, there's so many good ones. I would have to probably say Puppets.
Master of Puppets.
Okay. Good one. Very good one.
Cool. Well, my number one song, of course, is Blackened.
Blackened!
And sent me a version of Blackened that had the bass where you could hear, it was remastered where you could hear the bass on it. And oh my God, I listened to that song like 5 or 6 times today.
Dude.
It makes that song sound completely different with that bass.
Kudos to the guys that know how to take, I don't care if it's recorded bass tracks that weren't, but no. Some of these bass tracks that are lurking out there on the internet are actually the original tracks of Newstead. And holy cow, does that bass add so much elements to that song that was missing from the original mix. I mean, it sounded so good. When I heard that, I said, holy shit, Tony has to hear this. It's incredible.
I did, and I listened to it all day today.
So, it was incredible. He sent it to me, and it was really incredible.
Oh, yeah. So, on that note, you can find the Nation's Corner at Nation's Corner and all of our other social media, The Nation's Corner. So, if you haven't already, like, subscribe, do what you got to do. We want
follow,
you to
retweet,
be able to see our show, see our channel, get our notifications, because we're working hard for you guys. So
And don't forget to join the conversation.
And join the conversation. So on that note, we're going to end tonight's stream. I want to thank you all for joining us and have a very awesome weekend, brother.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.